Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadesh, and double honors to elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation you, Akim, teach all truth and sincerity. Um, this lesson, this video is going to be called, We Must Labor to Enter into Rest. So I'm going to read, I'm going to start in Hebrews 4, verse 11. It says, this Hebrews 4 and 11, it says, let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. And this is basically plain and simple. It says basically we have to labor in this truth to get into the kingdom. And we got to keep pushing to the end, because if we stop pushing this truth, we slowly but surely go back to the world. We surely but surely go back to the world. Um, like I said, as the scripture was saying, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. If we don't continue in this thing, we'll just go back to what we used to be. It's just like an example of a dog returning to his own vomit. If we don't continue to push, we'll slowly go back to the world. And we definitely need to continue or constantly to meditate upon this word. And my next scripture I want to get is Psalms 1. It's like Psalms 1 verse 1. It says, Psalms 1 verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sitteth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. And there's a lot of ungodly people out here, especially of Israel. There's a lot of ungodly people, especially of Israel, especially ones that may call on the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but they're not preaching the right. They're not, speaking. What's the word? They're not doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They're not doing His. Basically, they're doing it their own way. They're not following Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's blueprint on how. And basically, they're not preaching the right doctrine to the four corners of the earth. They, and what they're, their preaching is not edifying to the body of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So they're basically the what's that scripture in basically wolves in sheep's clothing. They're not teaching what the scriptures say. So those that are associated with them are basically going to go down with them. It's there those that be associated with them are guilty along with them. And this thing we are in, which is a spiritual Salaki, the next point I was gonna make is number 2, which goes along with this point. This is Psalms 1 and 2. It says, but in his delight, but his delight is the law of the Most High, the law of Yahweh, and in his law do if he meditate day and night. And to go back to what I was saying is we definitely need to meditate on this word. And it's this thing we are in is basically a spiritual warfare. We got to meditate day and night on this word. And first and foremost, I'm talking to myself when I say that, but also uh talking to myself, I'm also talking to, you know, a lot of people when I speak this word. But that's also a cut to myself. I and those that be listening, you have to definitely meditate day and night on this word. I and myself, I and you have to meditate day and night on this word. Because this is a spiritual warfare, basically. You know, like most of the elders be saying that Satan does not take a break. So, and we have to be constantly 24/7. Our mind has to be in this word, basically. My next scripture I was gonna get is Luke 10 verse 1. This is Luke 10 verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place, whether he himself would come. And that shows that Yahushua had more than just the 12 disciples with him that he appointed to teach, you know. Verse 2, therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send more laborers into the harvest. And this task that we have at hand is serious, because the 144 men had to be sealed, and the 1/3 had to hear this word to receive salvation, and few will teach this word to give it to the people. So Slocky, few men will teach this word to give it to the people, because the harvest is great, but we have few teachers to teach it. And we definitely have to give it our all, because this is serious, as I was saying. And my next scripture I want to get is Ezekiel 11 verse 16. This is Ezekiel 11 verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith Yahweh. Sluggy. Yeah, Ezekiel 11 16. It says, therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and altogether I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. And first and foremost, Israel is scattered, and it's a little sanctuary. It's not. This is not a mass multitude. It's not for a mass multitude. It's for um uh, a small remnant, basically. And Israel is going to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. So they're not going to look like the average Jake. Most confusion phase Israelites will look like all these different heathen nations. Um, and when we come back, the law, statutes, commandments are going to be written, and our Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to download the law, statutes, commandments in us, and we're going to know how to do everything perfect. So I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and Bashim Karkadash and Shalom.